Morning, Steve Freed in Chicago with the morning grain comments. Well, things are a little bit slow this morning after the Blackhawks won the Stanley Cup overnight. We also had flooding rains that come through parts of Chicago, which slowed traffic late last night after the victory. Sun shining today. Overnight, we've got grain prices up a little bit. Kind of a turnaround Tuesdays from the shellacking that the markets have been taking over the last couple of days. There is some pretty strong overhead resistance because of the size of world crops and the fact that U.S. farmers have grain to sell on rallies. But overall, a lot of numbers overnight from the USDA. First of all, they were saying that corn ratings were 73% good to excellent. That's down 1%, but still a high number. Soybean ratings dropped 2 percentage points to 67% good to excellent. That was a little bit further drop than what people had thought. USDA says that 87% of the beans are planted. Normally, a 5-year average is 90. And if we push the numbers, 10 million acres are still yet to be planted, and the biggest chunk is in Missouri, with a little over 3 million acres of beans to plant. Spring wheat ratings up 1% at 70% good to excellent. Winter wheat ratings still at 43%. The winter wheat harvest is lagging normal at 11% versus 20 average. Kansas only 2 versus 18. Missouri 4 versus 22. Got some surplus moisture levels, especially in Missouri, parts of Illinois and Indiana. June 1 through 15 rain amounts. Cedar Rapids, Iowa, 6.4 inches. Peoria, 6.8 inches. Fort Wayne, 4 inches. Concordia, Kansas, 5.5 inches. Kansas City, Missouri, 4 inches, and probably some spots in Missouri that's even more than that. Hastings, Nebraska, a little over 7 inches, and Lima, Ohio, 5.8 inches. Saw some notes about France lowering their crop ratings due to some dryness in the south, but still rated high. Western Canada 2-week weather forecast is warm and dry. Russia dropped their wheat crop to 55 to 59 million tons. That's down about 1 million tons from their previous estimate. USDA is 55, and Australia, because of El Nino, dropped their wheat expectations for their crop 23.6 from 24.4. USDA is 26. Today, the rains are in the Dakotas, southern Illinois. The 6 to 10 day continues to call for normal to above rains, normal to above temperatures in the southeast. But the 8 to 14 day actually calls for much of the Midwest to see below normal rains and normal to above temperatures, especially in the southeast. So turning off the spigot in the Midwest is probably good for the crops. We'll just have to see kind of how long that lasts. So Fund yesterday sold 4,000 meal, 4,000 oil, 8,000 corn, and 10,000 and wheat, adding to their short positions. So got some overhead resistance, a little bit of bounce overnight, and again, we're watching the weather. Next big report from the USDA is June 30th acreage and stocks report overnight. You saw people bring corn acres down a little bit, not raising bean acres as much as what some people thought earlier, and maybe bringing yields down a little bit because of this wet spring. As always, these are my thoughts and not those of ADM or ADM Investor Services. Have a safe and profitable trading day.